Thank you all very much indeed for those of you who have come back to our last presentation of the stream of learning from patients. It's been a fascinating day, and our ending presentation is going to be fascinating as well. It's called Doing Our Bit from the Royal Wolverhampton NHS Trust. And to lead us through this, we have Cathy Foreman, Ryan Dunne and Di Artemis. And I'm told this will be a live interactive exercise session. So over to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for joining us and welcome to our health and wellbeing session. Now, we all know that fitness and being healthy is crucial to our wellbeing and energy levels. Even more so now, we need to ensure that NHS staff who are protecting and treating our loved ones are looking after themselves, hence doing our bit. This interactive session will provide an opportunity to join in and hear about our wellbeing initiative, and I'm delighted to offer you a 15-minute Doing Our Bit session with Ryan Dunne. Now, he's a qualified personal trainer in the health, wellness and fitness industry since 2016, and he's kindly given up his time for free to provide videos to promote Doing Our Bit fitness platform, but more about that bit later.
So hopefully you can hear me. If not, just follow on, okay? That's my best sign language, I don't know anymore. Okay, so we're going to just start. It's good to get stood up, so if you can stand up, get stood up, okay? Better to be up here and get those legs moving. But we're going to start, just because we've been sat and looking at screens all day, just around the neck. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start with just a few little neck rolls, nice and easy. Now what we're going to do is look to one side, gently, just to pull through that neck a little bit, just a gentle tension, okay? So hope you can hear me all right. Then we're going to slowly move that across to the other side. So nice and careful, just stretching out that little neck muscles that have been sat staring at the screen. Okay, looking forward nice and slowly. Then we're going to just let the chin roll down to the chest. Just stretch out the back of the neck. Give that a few seconds, and then slowly bring that up and look up to the ceiling. Or whatever's above you. Maybe it's outdoors, but I'd be very surprised. And then carefully bring it back to the front. Okay, so that should make the neck feel a little bit looser, okay, and feel a little bit better. Then we're going to move it down into the shoulders. So what we're going to do with the shoulders is we're going to just circle them. Look at me, this side is going backwards. Just making nice shoulder circles, easing the tension out. Because we've had a busy day, I imagine, hopefully a fun day you've had though. It's always a little bit different doing something new. But just ease them through. And we'll crack on with this fab change and us doing our bit. Let's not forget to mention doing our bit several times, okay? Because shoulders going forward now. Because we want to make sure you all know about this platform. And then you have a go at it because it's really, really good. Okay, so this is just going to ease out our shoulders and make us feel a little bit better. Okay, so you can do these sat down if you haven't got the balance. It's absolutely fine at the moment. We're not doing anything with the legs just now. Okay, and then I'll just extend it and then bring the arms out and give the arms a bit of a circle as well. So if you've got limitations to your mobility, just bring them down a little bit smaller. And if you haven't, then go for it. Take on some wonderful full stretch. And this time we're still going forward, okay? So I want to finish going backwards because it's a good place to be because it puts our shoulders back, keeps our posture in line. One thing that you want to make sure you're doing is that you're keeping your back nice and flat, okay? None of this slouching over, shoulders back, good positioning. Okay, this time let's circle the arms backwards. Okay, step a bit forward there. We've got my head cut off. I do love working with cameras. Okay, so we're doing well. Just a few more. Again, like I say, just go to where you can manage. If you've got a little bit of limitation in those shoulders, just work to what you've got. Even if it means it's just here. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. It's all movement and it'll all get better over time. Okay, relax those arms down. So we're going to keep these moving, but what I'd like to do is just bring a little bit of feet in so that we're getting the circulation going. Okay, just get that blood flowing and a little bit more endorphins to the brain. So just gently walking on the spot would be good. If you have to be sat down, you can still move your feet by being sat down. Perfectly fine. It all works. And while we do this, let's just get those fingers going, okay? If you've been on your keyboards or writing lots, but you find that your fingers cramp up, okay? Or like this. So let's just start with a little wiggle of the fingers, okay? Looks like you're casting a few spells. Nothing like a little bit of spell casting. And now let's flick them out. Flick them out, just make them feel really nice. Put some circulation back into them, okay? Now I'll bring them into the middle so you can see that a little bit close up, things together. And then from there, just gently press in, still moving those feet. Just gently pressing in, giving them a little bit more of a stretch. Okay, so feel good, smiling, feeling good. Remember, breathe naturally throughout all the exercises, okay? Breathing is a good thing. Should always keep it going, keeps us alive. Very useful. Okay, now bring it down and then just circle through the wrists a bit, half circles, one way to the other. And let's make those wrists feel nice too. Just gently again, moving through your own range of motion, whatever you've got available to you. If your body's, just take it through. Some of us are a little bit more double jointed than others. I know this one will be available because most people go to here while my arms go to here. Yes, I know, sorry, my features. This is a bit strange, isn't it? Okay, so all this top bit, nicely warmed up, feel a bit better. But I want to make sure we get these hips unlocked. So let's put the feet still this time. Take our hands on our hips, and then let's just make a nice big hip circle. Nice big hip circle. Do it from the side as well, so you can see what's going on. So you see, I'm not bending the back, I'm pushing the bum back and the bum forward. Then nice, big hip circle. Coming back to you. Okay, lovely, lovely feeling. Get them going. Stretch it all out. Ease out the back. Ease out those hip flexors and ease out those abs as well. Okay. So as you get down to the front, stop and go the opposite direction. Because we want both, don't we? So apart from just waking ourselves up and making ourselves feel good, let's get some good benefit from the exercise. Hip mobility is obviously quite important, especially when you've been sat down for a relatively length of time. Good recommendations for future. Every hour, get up and move around for about 10 minutes if you can. So it's a good thing. Maybe you could take that important call while you're walking. Somebody used to pace the aisles when they were talking. Okay, bring that to a standstill. Okay, so far so good. So let's bring those legs back in and let's just get that heart rate up a little bit more now. So let's just bring the arms in with it and get a little bit of a march on, okay? So now, so you've got those knees up a bit more. Hopefully you've all got comfortable socks on like me. I don't know where you're not coming from. I guess you probably, if it's an online conference, you could be at home, you could still be sat in your own socks too as well. Yeah, but as long as you're comfortable clothing and you feel relaxed, that's all that really matters. Okay, so this march is going to bring the heart rate up. Quick checking our time, because I know we've only got a little 15 minutes left. And it's a couple of minutes late, won't we? But we'll get it in there and we'll feel, hopefully feel fabulous. No, we will feel fabulous, of course we will. So these are examples of stuff that goes on in the DoingOur Bit app, so, or the website, I should say. So you should get on there and try a few more of these things, okay? These nice little short, wake up and get going moves are fantastic, okay? Body flowing, feeling good, getting everything back online. Okay, so I'll bring them back down again now to another stop. And this time, just to really stretch out a bit further and really, again, focus a bit more on these hips, is we're going to take the leg out to one side, but at the same time, we're going to bring the arm over. So if you've ever done jumping jacks, it's like a half jack. So you come to here, bring it back, come to here, and bring it back. A bit close to that chair, so I'm going to go here with it. Okay, be mindful of your surroundings. There's a good tip. Okay, and just take it through. Feel good. Anybody who's still in the chair because they've got balance issues, okay, keep going, just adapt it from your bum, okay? So you can still do that. None of these moves are off the cards if you haven't got balance. Or you've got ability issues, mobility issues, if you like. Okay, just want to make sure you feel good. And then we're breathing. I'm feeling good. Now I'm going to take a bit of a guess that if you've been on conference all day, that you've got a chair nearby. It's hopefully a good thing because what we want to do is do a few, well, let's say squats, but we'll call them sit to stands because they sound more friendly. Okay, because it's a good thing to do. Because if you sat down all day, you want the action of getting up. It's a normal daily activity, a functional activity that we should all strive to keep important. Because you don't want to end up stuck in your chair, do you? You want to be able to get up, no matter how old we are or what time of life we're in. Okay, bring that to a standstill. Feeling fresher? So let's get some of those squats in. I'm going to put my chair sideways just to give you a bit more side. If you haven't got a chair, you can just squat standing. That's absolutely fine. But start feet hip width apart, okay? Toes, I'm going to point out to about 45 degrees. Okay, and all you're going to do is keep your chest up, take your arms up, actually, it really helps, and then take your hips back until you land in that chair. So your knees are traveling forward over your toes, you're just taking the hips back, and to come up, you drive your heels in, push your hips forward. No bending in the back, you see. Yeah? And the chair will give you confidence. Do this properly. What more could you ask for? So still doing good. When we get in there, I'll try not to get you too worked up. You won't be able to take like this for your next part of your topic. You're like, I'm so tired. Tell me some more information while my brain's soaking it all in. Or maybe that's just the effect it has on me. I don't know. Okay, couple more. We're not doing millions, are we? Okay, and up. Okay, fabulous. Gonna move that chair again. Okay, just get those knees feel a bit better and a little bit of mobility around the ankles. Just bring those legs together. Just crouch it again. Anytime you crouch, it's really important thing. So we don't bend here in the middle, okay? We look after us backs. So what you do is our hips are bending. So bum goes back. Put your hands at the side of your knees, just keep them in place. And then, just make some little gentle circles. Okay? It might look a bit odd, but it's going to get those ankles moving in a nice circle as well. Something else that's been stood still. Any action we can do around the legs is so important when we've been sat a long time. You know, you may think of like Ted Stockings and being on an aeroplane, okay, opposite direction, things like that. So movement is obviously important. Get that calf muscle pumping, which is what we're going to do for the next, well, yeah, probably our last move, looking at the time. We're going to get those calf muscles pumping because, let's be honest, they help us with the venous return and help bring that blood flow back to the top. Tip it up, so we want that. So, to finish that one off, just take the legs a bit wider than shoulders this time, so they're a bit out there. Feet out wide, okay, and raise your heel up so your calf is flexed. Drop it down, then the other side, and then keep them going, okay? If you want to remind, imagine you're riding a horse like a cowboy. Feel free, or a cowgirl, of course. Feel free. It doesn't make me feel like I'm sat on a horse, an invisible horse. But that's the way my brain goes, okay? Lots of imagination there all the time. Think like, what does this look like? Do I look daft? Probably, but I don't really care. Okay, so if you're still smiling, you're still having a good time, you're doing well. Okay, feet down. Now see if you can do this for 5. Heels up and down together. You got it? And relax. Okay, so hopefully you should be feeling a bit better now. Shake it all off. Through the legs, through the arms, feeling good. And then what we're going to do is just going to take a big breath in as we bend down. And then out. Again, big breath in. And then out. And then one final thing, which I always like, posture. It's very yoga related. Feet together, hands in the centre. Then you're going to stretch up for a really big breath in. Nice and tall. And then a big breath out, just sit your arms wide. Down. And relax. Nice with just a t-shirt, but should be lovely posture to finish in. Should feel a lot better. Your joints should be all nicely loosened up. And hopefully, we're feeling fabulous now. And we've got quite a lot in there. Did really, really well. But we're at the end of our time, so I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day with the rest of this conference. So well done. Enjoy your fab change and don't forget, enjoy the DoingOur Bit. Okay, because I said we did.
So, as you can understand, it's been impossible during the pandemic to obviously think about how you're going to do your well-being. So we have staff working long shifts or in isolation who felt tired and stressed. They've just felt like, I'm working all the time, I've not moved from my screen in 6 hours type thing. Oh, I'm eating rubbish, they're not motivated to prepare proper meals, I don't know who to turn to. And sickness levels were high, but we wanted to do something about it. So what did we do? Well, Julie Davis, our Deputy Chief Operating Officer and Wellbeing Lead, launched the Wellbeing campaign in January 2018. We knew we needed healthy attitudes to create a healthy workplace and a healthy workforce. We were and still are committed to promoting a holistic and sustainable approach to wellbeing within the NIHR West Midlands. We appreciated that one-size-fits-all approach wouldn't succeed. So what did we do before and after? So never been more important, has it, as the environment we're operating in is ever-changing, unpredictable, and as complex as we've seen this year. So what we wanted to do is create a mixture that encompassed the whole person. So it's like the physical, the emotional, the psychological wellness. The Wellbeing Pick and Mix, it's a suite of initiatives designed to make sure that all of our staff benefit from a whole range of opportunities that suit what their personal needs are, their learning styles, and their work-life arrangements as well, helping them to self-manage their own wellbeing. All our resources are stored. We've got a wellbeing site, and every time anybody attends one of the workshops, attendees have the slides and information sent to them. All the recordings are also on the calendar invites on our Google Hub. Now, everyone who works at the CRN West Midlands plays a pivotal role in our success as a network. For each of them to perform to the best of their ability, we wanted to create the conditions that pay attention to their wellbeing and that contributed to a fulfilling employee experience as well. So we held weekly programme. We had various workshops, help your children through this. Obviously, children were affected with the pandemic as well. Mental health and anxiety over being deployed. Some of our staff went on the front line, and during the pandemic itself, working with loss and bereavement. We had resilience, including emotional resilience, sleep. Everybody's been affected by sleep. Power of positivity, how to keep in that moment and keep positive in the awful situation that we were in and still are. Work-life balance, how you can, when you're working at home, adjust to that change, and how you can get your work-life balance when you've got children at home as well. So we put on the work-life balance workshop and adjusting to change, dealing with life-changing events. We also launched a mindful eating presentation on Junk Food Day. Yes, we helped people eat their junk food mindfully. So as I've said, they're all recorded. So people who were working part-time and working on the front line and couldn't attend the live events, they could watch them after, and they were all stored on our wellbeing site in a one-stop shop. We provided weekly bulletins as well. It's a roundup of all the information in one place, just to make it easier so people didn't have to go scooting about for it. We posted out loads of information for staff to take part in and their families as well for when the schools were closed. There's various sites that we helped keep children occupied while the adults worked, such as a live video link to a farm, and you could learn all about lambing season. How obscure was that? But we did it. A live link to David Williams doing his reading sessions, and what was brilliant, a random ideas generator to avoid the "what should we do today" question. So we did maths with Carol Vorderman, and there was other school activities. And for NHS staff, what shops were giving NHS staff discounts. So we did post serious stuff as well, but we tried to keep it light because all the world was doom and gloom with COVID. So the other fun things that we did was the pizzas. We had virtual cook-alongs. So we made pizzas with the children, and again, they were recorded. So if they couldn't join in at the time, they could do it later. And we've even created our own CRN West Midlands recipe book, and people are still using this. They keep saying, "Oh, I tried so-and-so's recipe the other day." Brilliant. We've had connected coppers as well. So it's like we use the platform Google. So we had Google Hangouts, and it's like being in a randomized trial. We were matched randomly with members of staff that we wouldn't normally work with or see, just to chat to over a cuppa and find out what they do, where in the country they are, how they're surviving, etc., and sharing tips. Weekly workouts, I will come on to that bit in a minute. Staff Q&As. Now, these were mainly in the start, updates on the pandemic and what was happening, but there were also what's happening within the network. And they've proved so popular that we're going to continue those. So it's just updates, what's happening in the network as general, and obviously what's happening in the rest of the world. We've had a couple of coaching workshops. We have our own coaching lead, we're lucky, and she's been able to support staff with goal setting and achieving. Some people have taken up individual coaching sessions because we've said during the lockdown, people have reflected, and it's what could we learn? What can we do? How can I improve in the future? So our coaching lead's been helping people go through that. We've also offered group meditations and mindfulness, and we've done individual meditation sessions, and we've had about 150 of those sessions on a weekly basis as well. We've had a step challenge. It's like, how do you do that in lockdown? Well, we had a March for May, our lockdown challenge, setting our network staff a target of 1 million steps, which they achieved, which was great. You know, housework was all included, just walking up and down stairs, standing on the spot when you were putting the kettle on, etc. So this time we have just launched our Totally Autumn challenge, and we've set a target of 2 million steps for our network staff. We've got individual targets of 10,000 steps a day, and it's already been smashed by a couple of members of staff. Absolutely brilliant. We've got the Desk to 5K, which is a bit like the Couch to 5K, but as we're working from home, we've adapted it. So we are striving to become more self-efficient and train up members of staff to deliver additional workshops. So virtual lunchtime chat, sort of, if you can sew, and we've had a few people making the scrubs and bags, absolutely amazing. People who can crochet and paint, you know, it's like, oh, how do you do this sort of thing? So, right, here we go. Our fitness workouts. We had, in the start, our Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Julie, her husband, Steve, he was a PT instructor himself. He ran half-hour sessions for us free of charge, and he wanted to give back to the NHS staff who were doing their bit. Obviously, this wasn't feasible for him to sustain this, and Julie also wanted to obtain her own PT qualifications and deliver the sessions herself. Now, this sparked an idea, and after a few conversations and what felt like a very short space of time, Doing Our Bit was created and launched on the 15th of June. It's created by the NHS for the NHS, and we've got so many top leaders and personal trainers who've given their time for free to help us. There's over 40 videos, all doing different things, exclusive for our NHS staff. The trainers, as I say, have all given up their time to produce videos. They also have their qualifications verified, and the videos are quality checked as well to ensure that they're suitable for publishing, because there's family fun as well on there. Now, all these videos are free forever. Every video starts with a unique, heartfelt thank you from all the trainers, and some of them have actually had loved ones being looked after by the NHS at the moment. So originally it started out as a little tiny thing, really. 180 staff. Jules thought, yeah, we'll just send it through this. Now it's reached 65 organisations and reaching over 400,000 staff. It is just phenomenal. And our plan is to roll it out to every NHS organisation and be united by 2020. Oh, 2022, beg your pardon. So how do I join? Well, you can sign up to the platform using your nhs.net account. The link's at the end of the slide, so don't worry, you'll have the link available. And the personal trainers you've met, Ryan and Di, who you'll meet later, have dedicated their time, and they've just got all sorts of workouts, high impact, low impact, yoga, Pilates, healthy eating and nutrition thrown in as well. So we're working our way through all the sessions at the moment, but people can do that in their own time as well. That's the joy of it, because it's on the web. We have weekly hangouts. As I say, we use Google, and we all do the fitness session together, and then we all come back, put our cameras and microphones back on, because nobody wants to see you sweating, do they, when you're doing a workout? And then we regroup and have a chat afterwards. Oh, how did you find that? Oh, that bit was a bit hard, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, I'll do that one again. And then feedback's fed back to Julie and the DoingOur Bit team. Oh dear. Right. So as you can see, sorry, I was going a bit backwards then. We've got all sorts. Here's a picture of Ryan, who you've just seen. We've got high impact core family fun workouts, which is great. The middle picture at the top is Jules. She's our deputy Q with the staff at RWT, our host trust. Karen, who does body weight and core workouts. Di, who you'll meet later, is providing yoga and Pilates. Rachel does a guided meditation just to help and relax and unwind you. And Kevin also does high impact and family fun workouts. I tell you, they're brilliant. You've got to try all these videos. That's just to show you. So when you log on the site, that's exactly what it looks like. So you know that you're on the right bit. And as you can see, you've got all the videos there for you. So the benefits, we've got happy staff. Yay! Happy staff, they were and still are. Very pleased that we're putting this on because it's so much variety, and especially over the last few months, we've just sort of kept them going and kept the momentum going as well. We had to remember that we can only provide so much and put on so many sessions, but the individuals have to take responsibility for themselves. You know the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, etc. So some of the workshops, like I say, the mental health workshops have been provided and they've had a real impact. They've shown that people aren't on their own going through this because people can't see colleagues, friends, and I'm sure you're all aware, it's had a lot of impact on a lot of people. The promotion of work-life balance, as I've said before, it's like we have to provide this for our staff to help them feel good about themselves. We support personal well-being and the impact that it has on their work life and how they can help themselves, as I say. We've also covered subjects that people usually avoid, for example, menopause. Now, it's not just females that are affected by this. Males need to be aware of it as well, how they can support their partners, their colleagues, their friends, and why some of us might stop in the middle of a sentence and forget what they're saying and make the slide set go backwards, you know. So it's nice to get feedback, and the wellbeing team have a nice glow inside of us after. I'll go with the word glow because it's about menopause, but never mind. So, staff satisfaction survey. January last year, we carried out a survey as previous ones had been sent out by our host trust, and they focused more on how staff feel about their role in the trust and whether they would recommend friends and family to work there. Now, many of our diverse geographically based teams don't frequently visit the trust, and we wanted to find out how they felt about being part of the network. So we had a survey sent out and we had 52% response. Brilliant. So what are the results? 96% of our staff responded saying they felt part of the CRN West Midlands team. 97% had participated in a wellbeing initiative. Yay! 82% rated these good or very good. Good. 13% as average. Must do better there. 79% are made to feel valued for their efforts, and 84% are happy in their role. We also found that 89%, beg your pardon, felt that innovation is encouraged as well. So to how we can improve. 79% that the CRN invests time in developing our staff. Now, we know that outcomes are normally measured through sickness rate, and this can be measured, but we wanted to also look at staff engagement, satisfaction, and the impact it has on our individuals, and hopefully in the future, drive a culture change. So for our staff engagement, we got data from when the wellbeing initiative, get my teeth in, when being initiative was launched in January 18, going to March 19, the figures were that our face-to-face initiatives have attracted 491 attendees, which is fantastic. We had 132 unique attenders to workshop, which means that we reached the 76% of our workforce. 21 members of staff and their families attended family walks. Now, unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that this year because we've met up in different locations, which is a shame, but fingers crossed for next year. 54 people, beg your pardon, attended our mental health workshops last year, and 41 members of staff purchased CRN branded hoodies and fleeces. 55% purchased water bottles or reusable cups, which led to an office ban on plastic cups in line with our social responsibility initiative. And our clothing range now includes face masks. I know, as you can see, doing our bit. So we've always asked for feedback as well on all our work, wellbeing workshops, and these help drive our initiatives forward. And we have wellbeing champions who write out case studies and get quotes from different people who've attended. So as you can see, the absence reduction is a decrease of almost 42%. Then the mental health one is a reduction of 57%. And the I can't say that word. That one is a drop of 40%. And look at that saving, 80,000 in days of sickness. Now, we have just run our 2020 staff survey and the results are coming in. So if you do want to know this year's results, then please, get in contact with us. Details at the end of the slide. So our resources, well, we have everybody's buy-in now. It was a little dicey to start with because it was just Jules and I and the wellbeing team. So now we've got myself, Julie is our wellbeing lead, Zoe and Lisa. But it did start off, as I say, just with Jules and I. And it's just the two of us. And I was going to sing a song, but I won't. You're all right. But Zoe has joined and we're so lucky to have her. She's invaluable as our admin support. And we all know every member of the team is worth it. We've got 12 of our wellbeing champions. Now they promote health and wellbeing in their specific teams. And they're the first point of contact to say, oh, I've got a problem, or oh, I've got a wellbeing idea. What do you think? We also encourage them to attend the workshops as well and share their initiatives. So Lisa from Create Well Lives ran our workshops face to face, but now, as you can see, we're virtual. We've found that we get more attendance actually because staff don't have to travel to one place. It was normally in our central location of Birmingham. So people who can imagine driving from Worcester and or Brighton, they don't sit in traffic. So it helps reduce their stress levels. So it's better for their well-being and the environment as well. We've actually had a physio a couple of weeks ago, which was brilliant because he showed us exercises for our lower back and like to bring your shoulders down from your ears. And it's just relieving the pressure that we get from sitting down at our screens too much. So we have a wellbeing budget, and that obviously helps us to pay for Lisa and our physio sessions, and hopefully a bit more going forward. So limited time. This is why we record all the workshops and our initiatives, so people can just watch them whenever they need to. Now, as I say, everybody is on board, so it's from top to bottom and bottom upwards. Our geographical area, we've got more diverse staff, and as I've said, we can get more people because it's virtual. They're not sitting there, breathing in traffic fumes. We did have to explain what wellbeing was to people, as they were like, oh, it's a waste of time. Oh, it's a burden. I don't want to do that in my work time. Oh, it's all pink and fluffy. I'm not into that stuff. And it just wasn't taken seriously by some staff. But now I can report everyone's on board. We are working on current workshops for our clinical staff, so our clinical teams. So when they're going out, they don't always, as I've said, have time to join the live sessions. So we are looking at specific ones, so joining their team meeting, so we can say, hello, remember your own well-being. So NHS Doing Our Bit fills in a gap. This is proving so successful. The feedback that Jules has had is amazing. And as I say, we want to keep it going. Sharing ideas. Why invent the wheel? Why invent the wheel? Reinvent the wheel, even. You can share ideas. Keep it going. We can all share. And that's what today is about. Fab Change Day. What changes can you make? What changes can we make? Here's wellbeing. Do it. So what advice do we give? Don't try and meet the needs of everyone. You can't please everyone all of the time. So thank you very much for listening.
Wonderful. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see me now. Yes, I'll just make my way back to the mat. So I feel honoured actually to be included in this session today. Very honoured to have been able to provide videos for the portal. I hope you're finding the videos useful. And for this afternoon, I've been asked to do just a short session to really exit you out of your day. So to allow you to relax through neck, back, shoulders, etc. Just to come into the evening ahead. So if you are ready to join me, please take your mat. I hope you've got comfortable clothing on. As always, with any of the DoingOur Bit sessions, just think mindfully as you're working through any of the exercises. If they don't feel right for you, that's because they're not right for you. So just take time to step back out of that exercise and find a position that is more comfortable for you. So if you would like to join me, we will bring our hands together to the heart centre and we'll bow our head and just take a moment here really just to reflect perhaps on the day that you've had so far. And then we'll release all of those thoughts and bring you into the present moment. And to bring us into the present moment, we'll connect into our breath. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Each breath draws deeply into the tummy and then it fills the chest. Allow the breath now to release from the tummy and release from the chest. Continue to breathe in this deep, long manner. The eyes are softly closed. The face is softly relaxed. Deepening the breath with each round. Bringing us into our own space and time here. And as we allow the breath to continue, let's take a moment just to scan the body from head to toe. Find the areas that may be calling out to you right now. A little tightness, a little restricted. Acknowledge those messages from the body and we'll bring them into our practice. And then with our next breath, we'll slowly start to release, open up the eyes, come back into the room, and then we'll release the hands down underneath the shoulders. So we'll find a tabletop position here. And these are under the hips, our hands are under the shoulders. We'll lengthen out through the spine, reach out through the crown of the head, reach out through the tailbone. And then we'll draw the tummy in and exhale to round through the spine, particularly the middle of the spine here. And then we'll inhale to softly release the tummy, soften the elbows, the wrists, gently lifting the chin. And again here we'll exhale, round through the spine, open and stretch the spine as much as you can. Release the day from perhaps you've been sitting for most of the day here. Let's release any tension that's built up now through the spine. Release the tummy, lift the head, lift the hips. We'll take one more round here, drawing the tummy in. Exhale. Inhale to release back. And find our tabletop position once more. We'll bring the toes together to touch here and then we'll release the hips down onto the heels. As we do that, we'll slide the hands out in front of us, releasing the forehead down to the mat and just soften now and relax through the shoulders, through the upper back, through the chest and through the hips. Stay connected with our lovely long deep breath here, breathing in through the nose into the tummy and then into the chest.
And then out from the tummy, out from the chest and back out through the nose. We'll take one more deep long breath here, relaxing the shoulders, the upper back, the hips. And as we exhale, we'll slowly start to rise ourselves up, finding our tabletop position once more here. We'll reach the arms now a little further forward onto the mat. And then we'll twist our left arm underneath our right, keeping the hips high and then releasing the right elbow down to the mat. So find the opening now through the upper back. So this is an area that we carry lots and lots of tension during the course of the day, whether we're sitting, whether we're standing. And this is just opening up through the upper back a little here. Release it back through to the centre and change sides. Thread the right arm through, leaving the hips lifted high. Feel that lovely opening through the upper back. And allow the shoulder to gently release and open. Release back to our central position and then bring yourself back into your tabletop position here. We'll curl the toes under now and slowly lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Pedal through the feet here, opening up through the hamstrings. And we'll start to engage the tummy here. So we'll draw the tummy, the belly button in towards the spine. Soften through the shoulders, release the crown of the head, lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine as much as you can here. Releasing any tension held between the vertebrae. And then we'll settle both feet down here to hold in a static down dog, just for a few moments, opening up the backs of the legs a little deeper. We'll now release the knees down to the mat. We're going to step the left foot forward now, so step the left foot forward into a low lunge here. Take the fingertips to the mat and lengthen through the spine, lengthen out through the neck and out through the crown of the head. Release the top of the back foot down to the mat. Just settle into the breath here. Don't feel rushed at all here to move through the postures. Make the most of each posture as we take it. And then we'll release the right hand to the floor. The left hand is coming onto the left knee now. And we're gently going to ease that knee out, rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot. No need to force here. Just a gentle opening of the left hip. We'll now turn through the spine to twist towards the left knee, to open through the spine a little deeper. Staying with the breath. And then we'll release back to our central position. Planting through the front foot and the top of the back foot, drawing through the tummy, and then we'll reach the arms up here, reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling as we drop the shoulders down towards the mat. Settle and release into our low lunge here. Relax and soften through the shoulders as much as you can. Open through the chest now. And then we'll release both hands back down to the mat. Our right hand will stay on the mat, and then our left hand just rotates around behind us, drawing a semicircle to reach the fingers now up towards the ceiling. Slightly deeper twist here. And then we'll exhale to release the hands back down to the mat. We're going to send the hips back this time, so perhaps come up to the fingertips here. Send the hips back to find a gentle opening through the front leg. Again, nothing in yoga needs to be forced. We're really connecting to the body and understand what the body needs in each of the movements that we make. And that's what makes it so mindful, such a mindful practice. Lengthen through the spine and perhaps release the chest a little deeper towards the thigh. And then we'll slowly release out, bring the hips forward back into our lunge position. We're going to lift the back knee now and push into the ball of the back foot. And we're going to step the back foot to make a front foot at the front of the mat. Release here into a forward fold and bend through the knees, soften the shoulders, soften the neck. We'll find a half bend position here if you slide the hands up to the mid shin and then lengthen through the spine and lengthen through the backs of the legs as much as you can here. And then we release ourselves back down into our forward fold. We're going to take the left leg back and drop the knee down to the mat to find a low lunge on the opposite side. Staying connected with the breath. Enjoy that breath as it travels through the body. Relaxing not only the body here, but also the mind. We'll release the left hand to the floor now and just gently ease out this right knee, rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot, and then we can start to twist in towards that knee. So we're taking the stretch deeper now through the spine. Stay relaxed as you can through the shoulders and as long as you can through the neck here. Release back to the centre, planting through the front foot and the top of the back foot, drawing the tummy, and then we'll reach the arms up, softening through the shoulders. So the fingertips reach towards the ceiling, but the shoulders draw down towards the mat. Stay open through the chest. And then as we release the hands back down to the mat, this time we'll leave the left hand on the mat and circle the right arm around to take our twist a little deeper into the spine. Releasing the hands now back to frame front foot, and we'll push the hips back again into a runner's lunge here. So we're opening the whole back line of this front leg. We're trying to remain even through the hips and open through the chest. Long and tall through the spine, and then perhaps you can start to release the chest down towards the thigh, or perhaps you're more comfortable to hold in this position. We'll slowly release back through here. We're going to curl the back toe under. We're going to step the right foot to meet the left foot and find ourselves back in our downward facing dog. So here we want to send the hips up high. We want to ease the chest back towards the thighs, soften through the shoulders, release the weight of the head so we can decompress the neck. Think about the tension that we create all day with the neck holding the head for us. Now we get this opportunity to just release that tension. And now we'll bring the heels in together, take the knees as wide as the mat and rest the hips back down onto the heels, finding our way back into our child's pose, settling the head down to the mat. And if the head doesn't quite make it, then perhaps you just want to release the head onto the hands. We're looking to release as much tension around the neck and the upper back here. So holding the head is creating tension that we want to try to release. One last breath here. Settle and relax. Use the breath. And we'll slowly roll ourselves up into an upright position. We're going to pivot it round. Find our sit bones here. Reaching out through the legs. Take a moment just to wiggle about to find the sit bones, and then we'll take a deep breath in. And we'll very slowly start to reach forwards. Think about creating as much length as possible from the tailbone all the way up the vertebrae, all the way out to the fingers. And then you can release the hands to wherever they land, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the feet. And just connecting to the breath. Retreat into your own world here. Being mindful of the breath and how the breath transports you from the external world to the internal world. And then we'll slowly release, rolling ourselves all the way up. And we'll find ourselves back in our starting position, in our easy seated pose, Sukhasana pose. Perhaps you take a block or something to sit on. And we'll take a comfortable cross-leg position. If that's not comfortable for you, then find either a kneeling position, or perhaps you can just lie on the mat now. If this is your last session of the day, I invite you to completely release.
And now we'll bring the hands into the heart centre. Slowly lower the chin down to the chest. The eyes are closed. Soften through the face, the shoulders. And let's just take some mindful breaths together here. Deeply drawing the breath into the tummy, into the chest, and releasing from the tummy, from the chest. Continuing with that flow of breath, holding you firmly in your own time and space here, where responsibilities and duties do not exist. This is just about you and your breath. I'd like to offer my heartfelt thanks for everything that you do for us on a daily basis. I'm truly grateful. Namaste.